Hello again. This is Math 2232 coming to you from the College of DuPage. The excessively long title of this video is Minimal Homework Suites from Our Textbook, a Companion Zoom Office Hour, and an LSA Solution. As always, please be attentive while watching this video. By way of introduction, some students have inquired about some open issues, asserting that VCMs need a Zoom office hour, asking what problem should I do in the book, and what is the answer to the LSA. And so this video is offered to address these elements. First, the Zoom office hour. So I am setting up a companion Zoom session. It will begin on the day after Labor Day, and it will run in parallel with my face-to-face early morning office hour, which is held in SRC 2102. And since it's in parallel with that, it will happen simultaneously with that. And so it will happen Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, the weekdays, when COD is open, and it will begin at 7 a.m. It will run the same way as my face-to-face office hours do, from 7 to 7:50. Now this is an academic hour, not a real hour, because I teach at 8 a.m. You won't have to register or anything like that. This will be the meeting ID, but there will be no passcode required. But there will be a waiting room, and the reason I institute a waiting room is sometimes students may be talking with me and discussing a personal issue, in which case I can't really let someone else in to discuss a personal issue. But if somebody shows up, I will go into the waiting room and I will tell them, gee, I'm working with a student on a personal issue right now. I will get their contact information and I will get back to them whenever I am finished with the student's personal issue who was there before the student who dropped into Zoom. So that's the new and approved Zoom opportunity for students taking VCMs. Okay, the second thing was dealing with what are some homework problems you can do from the book. And this is a set of problems, and they are useful practice problems, and they were picked by a Summer 22 cohort of Calculus 2 instructors that I was loosely affiliated with. So my comment about this is these were considered to be a minimal set. You do these even if you don't do any others. But I will tell you that, as always on homework, more is way better. And I also caution you that these will not be graded, although questions on these would certainly be welcomed if you have questions on these, either in Jesse Hayes Carver's GSG, my office hours, or the more general math assistance area folks. So anyway, some problems to practice. The third and final consideration of this video is the LSA. So I asked you to consider y equals f of x equal 2/3 x cubed minus x squared minus 11 over 3x plus 2. Actually, I ask you to consider y equals f of x equal the absolute value of all that business, and that was an important consideration. So I ask you to do two things with that function: to sketch the graph of it on the interval from -4 to 4, but to evaluate it on a subinterval of that from 0 to 4, f of x dx. And so those were your challenges. Well, if I look at the graph of this top one here, I get the red curve that is shown here. And if I graph the negative of that, which arises from the consideration of the absolute value, I get the blue curve. And so it is important that you find the roots of, and those curves will have the same roots. And you can do this many ways from your pre-calc. You can determine that what are the possible rational roots, and you see that -2 is a possible rational root, and that'll be a root, and then you can use synthetic division or otherwise dividing into this to find the other two roots, because there's going to be three real roots. So the roots are going to be -2, 1/2, and 3, and so the graph of the absolute value of this is going to be just showing when it is positive, and so the graph will look like this. So this is what you were required to do for the first part of the problem. And then you would find the integral from 0 to 4. Now, as you observe, when you do the integral from 0 to 4, there are situations where the value of the function on top actually changes. And so you will have 1 integral, 2 integral, and 3 integrals that you have to evaluate and add together for the total area. So you go from 0 to 1/2 this function, and when you do that calculation, you will get 49/96. You go from 1/2 to 3 this function, and you will get this number, 625/96. And you'll go from 3 to 4 this function, and you will get 6. You add those together, getting a common denominator of 96, and then canceling out the common factor. And so your final answer should have been 625/48. In closing, now more than ever, time is precious. Each day must count. Do the math. It will make you strong. And now more than ever, take care of yourself, because self-care is important. And now more than ever, take care of each other, because we're all in this together. Now more than ever, strive to make a difference. God bless you all, and I will see you in class.